Hey everybody, how we doing this fine Thursday evening? Hopefully everybody's having a great evening out there. I see Della Perry, Ida Anson, Bobby Williams, 65 CJ5, Colin Basto, Nelia Miller. I see Daisy and Orange Cones, Carl Media, Kelly Fitzpatrick. I'm scrolling back through here, guys, to look. I see Bill 187 and Work Lion. How's everybody doing this great, wonderful evening? I, of course, tonight am joined by American Pride, Ohio. How are you doing this fine, wonderful evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great, brother. How about yourself?
Oh, buddy, you know me. They let me off from under my rock. The sun was shining today. They didn't have a choice. So even I get to see the sunshine every now and then, huh?
Right.
I see Chuck in Tennessee, Ace 42B, Frankie, how y'all doing out there? Baby Doll Ironton. Guys, I want to introduce my special guest star tonight. Say hello to AZ Jeep Girl. AZ Jeep Girl, how are you today?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. I am good.
That is absolutely awesome to hear. I wanted to have you back, of course, for a bit of an update. The last time we spoke to you, things weren't going so well. Because of that, I wanted to see if things were any better or any worse. But before we get to that, can you give us a quick, in a nutshell, as to what originally happened, how you got in with this idiot called Chille, what he and his, we like to call them Chillidiots on this side, for lack of a better term, those goobers that follow him around like he's Christ or something. What kind of an effect they had on you in your life, and then, of course, how things are better or worse now for it, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had been, Chille came to my attention back when he was in Ironton trying to get a power of attorney signed. And I thought, wow, he's an idiot. Or she's an idiot, which whatever. Or it's two idiots that neither of them know what they're doing. I had never heard of him, knew nothing about him, but kind of started seeing him pop up on other channels. So I got curious. And occasionally, not even all the time, but occasionally I would go in and make either a snide comment on a video of his. I never watched a video on his channel. I would watch them on other people's channels and then go make a comment on what I'd seen. And all of a sudden, my phone starts blowing up one day that Chille has, and this was in October, Chille had made an entire video about me that he was going to sue me and cost me my job. And I was a little creeped out. If going back, the word count, I believe he mentioned my names 39 times in one video.
Wow. And not only him, apparently some of his minions had a lot to say too, didn't they?
Well, that got my attention. So then I started watching some of his lives, and all of a sudden in the lives, because he kept saying, people help me find her. We need to find her. We need to find her. We need to find her. And obviously they knew I was in Arizona. And I started seeing comments in his live chat that were, well, I'm in Arizona. If you get me an address, I can go there. I'm in Arizona. I can help you find AZ Jeep Girl. I'm in Arizona. Let me know what I can do to help. And that was bizarre. And that did result in 2 trips to my local police department. Chille at the time, I was not worried about safety from him because this was all happening while he was in Colombia. But I was nervous for my safety from his little minions. They're just morons. I can't think of even a better word. They're just morons. Chillidiots is good too. But anyway, so because I own a dog rescue, they had posted the name of my dog rescue. I had to shut down our page for the rescue. Then he posted a wrong name and some weird story about these horrific things that my dad had done to me when I was a child. Then he found the right name, posted the right name, but kept with the same story that this other person had supposedly told them about their childhood. I was like, really? So the name was wrong. And now the story that the wrong named person gave you now belongs to me.
So now
Okay, well
it's
that's
typical Chille. He hears
yeah,
something from some Chillidiot out there and then runs with it as 100% truth, whether it is or not.
absolutely. And he got called out for that in his comments section too. People were like, so originally it was Amber and she lived in Mesa and this is what happened. And now it's Andrea and she lives in Gilbert, but it's still the same story. I mean, there were a lot of comments like that. Then all of a sudden, it was maybe about a week later, my phone was blowing up again because I am friends with people on YouTube. We have phone numbers and whatever. And I was actually getting contacted from complete strangers on Facebook Messenger warning me. And then also friends of mine from here in the YouTube community that have my phone number were texting me. And he had found my address, posted my address, posted a picture of my house with the full address and the full name. And I was like, wow.
I would assume that might have bothered you a bit, thinking maybe some of these idiots are going to start showing up close to where you are.
Absolutely, it did. Absolutely, it did. And I was worried about vandalism to my Jeep. Normally, my Jeep is in the driveway. I booted my son out of the garage, and I took over the garage. And I parked the Jeep in the garage for about 3 days. It didn't move. And so then everything just kind of went quiet for a while. My name would come up periodically. This was the end of October, early November. I was included the rant that he went off in the airport in Colombia. That's now been taken down, where he went after Chad Goo's wife.
Right.
And
right.
Terry, I think you were mentioned in that as well, in that video.
Well, I'm not sure. He's mentioned me in a few. I tend to ignore him. I don't put too much into what he says. So, but I have heard tell that he's mentioned me here and there.
Yeah. So anyway, I just had everything shut down, locked down, and just before the start of the new year, I was like, all right, it's been long enough. He's moved on to somebody else. So I went ahead and re-uploaded the rescue page, and I had even deactivated my personal Facebook page.
Right.
And because they had posted photos of me from my Facebook page. And I don't even know how they got those, because even before this, my Facebook was marked to private. So they had to know someone that I was friends with or that I followed or something that was able to get in and access my photos. But so I was like, all right, it's been 2 months now. I'm going to go ahead, reactivate the rescue page, reactivate mine. And I did. And then I got an alert that I had a friend request from none other than Jose Maria DeCastro. He literally sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Did you accept it? Did you accept it? That's the question we have.
No, I did not. In fact, I denied it and then hit block. And I have friends all over the country because of the rescue. And I mean, I have friends that are in goat rescue in, back east or in the Midwest, or, I mean, not friends, but like acquaintances, but I have about 4,800 friends on Facebook. And ever since this happened, I no longer accept friend requests from anyone who has less than 100 friends in common, unless I know them personally or I work with them.
Right.
But it used to be, like some random person, and we had 2 mutual friends, and I could see that those friends were in the rescue world. I'd accept their friendship. It's like, okay, that's just kind of what we do. And we're a big community.
Right.
And
right.
now I'm like, nope. If now that I'm at almost 5,000, friends on Facebook, unless we have at least 100 people in common, I will not accept a friend request.
Well, if nothing else, it made you a bit more cautious and a little wiser.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But the page has been back up. Part of the reason I'll back up just really quick. Part of the reason we took the page down, right 2 days after. Nope, it wasn't. That was the reason we took it down. Forgive me. We had somebody try to hack into our Facebook page. And we obviously, I say me and my business partner, we get a notification in our email. Hey, you forgot your password, or, oh, there was an attempted login. And my business partner, pardon me?
I was saying that's interesting to just get those out of the blue. That means somebody's trying to get.
Oh, yeah, we've had the rescue up and going for 4 years, and we've never had that happen. Never, not once. And my business partner called me on my way to work one morning and said, have you seen the email this morning? There's an email saying somebody tried to log in. And she had heard, she knew what was going on, with with Chille. But as soon as I got to the office, shut down the page. And then 2 days later, I got a text that someone was trying to log into our PayPal account. Again, never happened before. What a coinkydink. And about 3 days after that, someone tried to log into our Venmo. So they were attempting.
That is terrible that they're actually trying to find a way to get into your financial accounts.
Yeah.
So for anyone that wonders if this son of a gun is a thief, let me repeat what I said in the Tina Slave video. The sumbitch is a thief and a liar. He actually is. He really is. But anyway,
Absolutely.
Go ahead, AZ.
So
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, so are his followers. And
well, you know what they say, birds of a feather. They tend to flock together. A moron attracts morons.
Yeah. Yeah, so and I had said that when I was on your stream back in November, that someone had tried to hack in. And he came back out, made another video. He had probably been watching the stream or something, and he heard me say it, and he threatened to sue me for defamation. Well, dude, you know what? I keep screenshots too, and they're date stamped. And if you correlate the dates, it's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. But is it suspicious activity? Yeah, it is. Might want to tell your little minions there to, back the frick off.
That's the funny thing. And anyone who says something that he doesn't like or that hurts his feelings or is against his agenda, he's immediately going to sue you for defamation. So how long has it been since he promised you a lawsuit for defamation?
That was in November.
So have you been served?
No, I have not. And the first video that he made where he mentioned me like 39 times, he was supposed to be filing a lawsuit November 10th. That was the date that I was going to get sued.
Right.
Was November 10th. Nothing. Then I was told that he has this new lawsuit going now in California that he's trying to go RICO with, that he's renamed Kate, and now he's named Team Skeptic and Blue Bacon. And then does 1 through 30. I have been told that I am apparently one of the does. But I don't have a channel. I don't produce. I don't produce content, so he can't come after me for copyright. The only thing he could possibly come after me is I heard his little feewees. All I've ever done is say you're dumb and that's wrong, and here's why.
Right.
Thought
I,
you were for the First Amendment, dude.
I think that's what a little bit of anyone he's threatened to sue for defamation has done. They've just corrected his stupidity, and he doesn't like that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So
so he threatened you in November with a defamation lawsuit, right along with that. Geez, I don't know how many people he's threatened over time. I don't think he's ever actually threatened me with a lawsuit. Probably because he realizes, you can sue me for everything I got, and I'm out like $20, so it don't really matter. But outside of that, he threatened so many people. Unfortunately for him, there's been very little that actually went through the court system, and now it's just him still steaming and saying shit. Right? No real action to it at all.
yeah, the one in Massachusetts has been dead for months. I mean, like, he has not gone back. I mean, he was filing to the point that it had to be an annoyance to the court.
Well, I don't know, but it's definitely an annoyance to YouTube. I can tell you that. We're all quite annoyed about it.
Right. Well, that's the one where he's supposedly suing Google. And Google got an extension and had until the end of March to file a response. And I haven't even gone back in to look and see, because he didn't file anything January, February, or March.
AZ girl, I hate to interrupt you, but Fraud at Wrangler is wanting me to ask you to check the side chat.
Oh, that's awesome, Wrangler. Congratulations. Yay.
There it is. Well, sorry, I missed that one too. I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say he's got to have a celebratory live stream now.
Right,
and
right.
We got over 1,000. I think last night, Wrangler, or night before. I think it was night before, whenever, when I was watching something, I saw you were at 988, and I was like, oh, dang, he's so close.
Well, let me extend the congratulations, sir. Congratulations to Fraud at Wrangler for making that 1,100. That's always a big hurdle to get over. Once you get over that first 1,000, the rest of them come a little easier.
Well, and just ask Chille. Now you can start buying them.
Right. Yeah, you can have 100,000 next year too if you buy enough.
Sure you can. And he can sue me for saying it. It's my opinion.
Well, there's your second defamation lawsuit coming at you.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But,
so this affected your personal life in a lot of ways, not to mention your professional life as well. Yes,
it did. I mean, the rescue it's a side hustle. And I don't even want to say a side hustle because it costs me money. I don't make money. And what was funny is he was threatening to file an ethics violation on my bar card. Really? Like, you have no idea, dude, what you are even talking about. That is not how an ethics violation works, but okay, try. I don't think they ever even found it because it's under a different last name.
So he obviously thought that because he was Chille and because he had a YouTube channel like mine, that he actually had some weight in the world and he could affect the bar where you're concerned from wherever the hell he was at.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought that he could file a complaint and get me fired from my job. I was like, okay, whatever. And yeah, that never happened. And my bar card is under a different last name, so good luck. You know, I mean, he's just ridiculous, and he's annoying, and he's childish, and he just can't stand. What's frightening about him is that he's vengeful. And proof of that is when he went stalking the officer that arrested him in Vegas, like 3 days later, screaming at him at another stop And on the officer's PA system, he said, "Don't leave your dog in a car this time. I'll have to arrest you."
Right. I heard
I
that
mean,
one.
the cop was totally mocking him. And it's like, you're stalking the guy that arrested you, dude. And he's chasing him through a parking lot and yelling at him when the cop's a block and a half away. And then he's flipping him the bird. I can only imagine what the people driving down the street in Vegas thought. Here's a grown man. I don't remember if he was in his pink romper room jacket or not, but he's standing there holding a camera, screaming at a cop who's literally 5 lanes of traffic away from him, stopped at a red light, flipping him the bird in front of the camera. Mind you, this is a 48-year-old man.
Well, that could be questioned. I would
mean,
say
that's
that mentally he's
questionable.
about 10.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about 9 or 10. He needs his ass busted. He needs bend over a knee and have a real man bust his little ass. That's what he needs.
Yeah. I think he'd enjoy it too much, but whatever.
He wouldn't enjoy it when I was done with him. I'll give him what his daddy never did. I promise you.
Yeah.
He won't be having fun with it.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, he's been caught in so many lies.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, you know that man is lying because his lips are moving. There is no doubt to anyone out there that the shit is coming out because his lips are actually flapping. You know he can't be held to the truth. He won't even check what the truth is before he starts reporting. We know that to be fact about him for sure.
Right. But I'm not even talking about his lack of legal knowledge or anything like that. I'm talking about his personal life and how he grew up. You know, I mean, in one story, you know, he grew up in a Catholic household with his mom and dad. And then in another story, he learned to speak Spanish when he was 25 because he was meeting his dad for the first time. Like, he tells so many lies, he can't even keep track of them.
Well, that makes a bunch of us. We're unable to keep track of them either.
You're right. Yeah. Well, and that's what he's counting on. That's what he's counting on. But then you have people that will take the time and go back and watch multiple videos and piece it together. Here's what he said 8 months ago. Here's what he said today. Here's what he said 6 months ago. Here's what he said 2 days ago.
I have heard him. I have literally, you have to remember, like a year ago, I was kind of connected to him for a little bit here when he was here in Ironton. About the time that you started to get in on the Chili Madness, and a lot of other people came in on the boat as it sailed by, you know. But I'd watched a few live streams, pieces and parts, because I do my own, so it's really hard for me to watch everybody else's. But I noticed in a few of the chunks and pieces of live streams that I saw that sometimes he would say something, and within the next 10 or 15 minutes in his rant, he would say the exact opposite. I've heard him do it in the same damn stream. And people listening, those idiots that listen to him, like, they believe it both ways. And I'm like, wait a minute, he just said the opposite a minute ago.
Yeah. I swear, there's a handful of people in his live chat that all share one brain cell. And I can name them off, but it's like, is this, based on your comment, wasn't your day for the brain cell.
I was just going to say, obviously, they don't all have access at the same time, do they?
No, and you can tell by the ramblings. And I mean, there's 2 of them in particular that I'm pretty sure, because you look at their comments and you're like, oh my gosh, number one, do you speak English? Do you know any grammar, or did you pass the 3rd grade? And what you said, anybody who read the comment is now dumber for having read the comment.
Well, I'll tell you what, you spend too much time around Chille, you can feel your IQ dropping. You can feel the life force being sucked out of you, I promise.
I am going to have to trust you on that one, because I never want to be near him.
He definitely can change the mood of an entire room. He had so much potential to be such an awesome guy. He really did. And it kind of pains my heart a little bit for him, not for me, because I mean, I ain't missing nothing. I didn't need him for anything anyway, but he could have been a really awesome guy. You know what I mean? He really could have.
Yeah. He's obviously very energetic. a little bit charismatic, not overly, but enough that he could have been like a great salesman or a great public speaker or motivational speaker or something like that.
Right.
But he got such a stick up his ass about the cops that he just went down this weird rabbit hole.
That and then the community, and it was really interesting because when when Chille came here is when I first started my channel. I started Ironton Auditor right as he left here, right? And he told me once, he said, whatever you do, don't read the comments. And I looked at him and I was like, well, why shouldn't I read the comments? He said, well, those negative ones, some of them are going to be pretty bad, and it's going to be hard not to respond. And you know what? He was right. It is tough to read through your comments and really want to respond and feel like you need to defend yourself and be able to not really care what they say anyway. And I found that right after he gave me that advice, he lost himself in his own comments and is inside the community. You know what I mean? He lost himself in all the derogatory things people were saying, whether it was true or not. He lost himself in that, wanted to sue the whole world because they had something negative to say about him.
Well, and that's where I say he's borderline dangerous because he is so vengeful and he has so much hate in his heart that anybody who hurts his feelings, which is why he has so many protective orders out against him, because he can never just let something go. He can't let it go with the police. He can't let it go with, I don't know if these are former girlfriends, coworkers. There's a lifetime restraining order out against him. And that's what kills me when he does a video and says, I have never had a victim. I've never had a victim. There has to be a victim to get a protection order put in place by a judge. Right.
Yeah, an emergency one's easy to get. One that is extended takes a little more proof. Just saying.
Well, and to get a lifetime, I mean, normally they expire after 12 months. Automatically.
Right.
But to get one that is a lifetime restraining order, that's pretty bad.
That is how you know he is neck deep in the bullshit. I always say Chille is 50% bullshit and 50% chicken shit. That's 100% Chille right there.
Yes. That's a good analogy right there.
So he and his minions, his Chillidiots, whatever we're going to call these absolute mental goobers that follow him around like he's something special and like he knows all the truth. They had made all these threats and they had went through the trouble of trying to hack into your accounts and stuff. And this has been several months back now, right?
Yep.
Okay, so where are we today? Is that still a problem, or they pretty much left you alone? Because it looks like that the people in his chat's almost a completely new group from what it was 3 or 4 months ago.
It is. I have watched his chat recently, just not for very long. I can't listen to him for very long. He just irritates me. But it's a whole new cycle of people. I mean, his chat, other than the basic 5, is pretty much a revolving door. I think people finally come around and go, this doesn't make sense, or this is dumb, or they see that, they enough comments. And I'm thinking maybe some of them actually research some of the comments when people say you're wrong and here's why, or go to this channel and watch this be completely debunked.
Some of those people for a short time, not really to defend anybody's stupidity, and I'm not defending mine because I don't have an excuse. I was stupid and I didn't do my research, and I fell into Chille in the beginning like I do most people. I tend to take you how you come at me, right? How you present yourself is how I will see you until I see a reason to see you different. Now with Chille, it took about a week and a half, right? But I was already in it then. I jumped in a hole before I knew how deep it was, right? Hopefully the other people out there with Chille just spend some time in his chat before they find out he's a complete moron. But I would say that probably covers at least 3 to 5% of the people that roll in and out of his chat. They're like me. They stumble in, they hear pieces and parts, but they haven't heard how much crap comes out of them yet. And when they do, they'll catch on pretty quick. That's my theory anyway. So he has a whole different chat, has a whole different group of people hanging around him now on his lives, and these people are not after AZ Jeep Girl.
They don't even know I exist, I don't think.
Right. And he
The
doesn't
majority
mention
of them.
and he doesn't mention it anymore either, does he?
No.
So do you think that's pretty well over now? Like he's already taken that as far as he can take it?
I think so, unless I do show up as a doe in the California lawsuit. But I don't think the California lawsuit is going to go anywhere anyway. It's
It
too
seems to
dumb. There's
me,
too many errors. You can't
right.
get people served. It's incomplete. It's
It was the same.
ramblings of accusations where he says, certainly this is true because I say so.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
pleading his entire case in the filing with absolutely no evidence.
well, you remember when he was here, he had me serving paperwork. He sent me
Yes.
to Cincinnati to file a federal civil rights lawsuit, right? 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, these brain pans that he's got typing can't even type an address correctly, let alone the body of a lawsuit. It was an absolute shit show from start to finish. It was like trying to play cards with your brother's kids or something. You know what I mean? It was like working with a bunch of brain dead morons trying to get them to type out a paper, and the whole time they're trying to act like I'm doing something wrong, you know? Bunch of goobers. So I wouldn't be too worried about Chille, you know, any kind of a legal battle that Chille would drag you into. It's going to be pretty easy to win because he's a moron.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all. You know, and like I said, I wasn't worried or in fear from him at the time because he was in Colombia.
Right.
He came back from Colombia, and then for Thanksgiving, which was 3 weeks after it all happened, he was here in Arizona for Thanksgiving.
Right, but it's the other unknown factor, the other unknown variable, as we all know, are the idiots that are in our chats. Not that I'm calling you all out there in my chat idiots, of course, but I want you to understand that occasionally the occasional idiot comes in. These people would seem, as they type, to be rough and tough, and they're going to come and they're going to kill you, and they're going to stomp your kids into a mud hole, and they're going to kill your grandma, and they're going to, you know, peel your son's head back till it looks like an onion. All these nasty, terrible things that they say to people. And believe me, I've had my own death threats, you know, on my lives and in my comments and all that kind of crap. And I'll tell you what, 99.999% of the time, right? There's always going to be a crazy bastard out there, and you are responsible for protecting yourself. I'll tell you that right off the rip. But understand that 99.999% of these morons out here on the internet, on YouTube, and in comment sections all across every social media, they're hiding out in someone's damn basement. They're keyboard warriors, and you have absolutely nothing to fear because all they have are they're running their fingers. Hell, they can't even run their mouths. They're just running their fingers. So don't allow some crap that somebody types into a chat or the comments under a video. Please don't allow that to affect your day too much because, they're just bullies. Bullies are all cowards. They're all chicken shit cowards. Chille is the perfect example of a bully. He goes around and bullies someone until they stand up to him, and then he runs away and bullies the next person who will take it.
Yep. I agree. I definitely agree. And the only reason I was a little nervous when I knew he was here in Arizona is there are followers in his chat that literally look at him as some sort of god or, like this huge celebrity figure. Right. And the scenario that I was running through my head is somebody's emailing him or messaging him and saying, hey, remember I told you I was here in Arizona? Well, now you're here in Arizona too. I'd love to meet you for a cup of coffee and then let's go to AZ Jeep Girl's house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if he's doing his drugs or his whatever he's doing, I mean, we all know he smokes weed. You still don't make, and I have no problem with weed. I have no, but it's like alcohol. You still don't make the best of decisions when you're using it. And
I don't think we can attribute Chille's decisions to THC. I've known many people in my life to be under the influence of THC, and it's not quite the same as alcohol or meth or heroin. If you haven't really been around it much, you probably wouldn't know, but it's absolutely nothing like it. You're not going to get high on weed and not remember what happened. If they tell you that, they're lying to you. I'm just going to tell you, you know what I mean? It's not the same as alcohol, and it's definitely not the same as meth or heroin. But when you think for a second that someone is on those harder drugs, or assume for a moment that they could be incredibly dangerous because they wouldn't even be as smart as they normally are.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's very true. And when he's all amped and, you know, completely hyped up in some of his videos, I mean, I have no doubt he's on something. I don't know what it is. You know, that's my opinion. That's a lot of people's opinions, including the cop that arrested him, because the cop asked him, "Why are your lips so white? Are you doing drugs?"
You know, I have to wonder if it's not oxygen deprivation from having his head so far up his ass sometimes. That might cause. Well, that might cause the white lips too. Maybe he has a yeast infection, or it rubbed off on his lips when he got his head stuck in there. I'm not sure. It was just a guess. It's just a guess, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay,
we'll have to get him some athlete's foot spray. Athlete foot spray for those lips, Chille. Maybe that'll help.
Well, yeah, he had another one of those like herpes things on his lips. I think it was Frauditor Reaper that had made a video about it, or I don't remember who it was, but it was a short, and it was just specifically commenting on the huge growth, and he had one of those a few months ago, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then somebody made another video about the new one that's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, what are you doing to get these things? Like, forget I asked that. I do not want an answer.
According to Woody Rester in the chat, he said he tried to blow up a SWAT van, but he burned his lips on the tailpipe. Hey, maybe that's what happened. Maybe his lips are blistered, and that's why they're white.
That's it. You know what? Okay, I like that. I like that analogy. That's great, Woody. We'll take that one.
Well, that is the Chille intelligence level right there. So, okay, this also affected your dog rescue, which I think most people out there know that you were involved in now. If not, of course she was, or is, I assume, involved in this dog rescue, and it had an impact on that. So we did not only this channel. There were several channels that got involved, didn't they, AC? There were a few channels that posted our GoFundMe, and we ended up raising $3,200. Our initial goal was $6,000 in the GoFundMe. We did hit $3,200, and I was so thankful. And I think I've been on a couple of other streams, thanking this community, because we had that on our Facebook page and had it posted and everything like that. And when we had to take the Facebook page down in the middle of, or just a few days, I think maybe a week or so after posting the GoFundMe, because we had a litter of parvo puppies, we had to take it down. And so this community was absolutely fantastic in sharing the link, sharing our PayPal, and this community is the community that rallied around me and raised over $3,200. So I still say thank you. I'm truly blessed. Well, I will say for mine and my chat's part, first of all, let me thank you all out there, the ones who did donate to AZ Jeep Girl's GoFundMe for her dog rescue. Thank you very much for that. Y'all are awesome. And as far as for what little bit I had in it, you are absolutely welcome, AZ Jeep Girl. You are one of us. And if you ever need anything, we're here for you. All you have to do is let us know. But I wanted to take your mind off of it. I want to take your mind off it real quick. Woody Rester says that he needs to put preparation H on his lips for a reason. Well, one thing I do know about Chille, Woody, is the fact that at one time he got that acne medicine, acne PH, and preparation H mixed up. Now, I'm told that because of that, he has no pimples on his ass, but his face keeps shrinking. So, I'm not sure what's going on there, but there you go. Awesome. So what we did was we took Chille, and his trolls and his minions, all that nastiness that they tried to spread, we ended up turning that into a positive, did we not?
We did. We absolutely did. And I can almost guarantee you that that pissed him right the hell off.
Well, of course it did. Of course it did.
Because you know he's in these live streams, and you know he's following everybody, even more so then. Let me, Roseanne, really quick. I type which link you're looking for. Are you looking for a Facebook link or what link? Because I can get it to you at another time. I just can't do it right now. Either one, but
are you able to drop it in the private chat? If you are, I could throw it in the chat for you. If you can.
I don't know which link she's looking for.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if you figure that out, send it to me when you know, and I'll put it in the description under the video if it's something you want everybody to have.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely do that. How to find your rescue fund.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up and copy I haven't had to copy and paste the link for so long that.
I'll tell you what, Roseanne, when she sends that to me, I will send it directly to you. I will also, for everybody that's interested, I will put it in the description under this video. It'll be there here in the near future. As soon as she sends it to me, I'll update the description in this video to include it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being part of our interesting community. I tell everybody I've got the best chat on the internet. I have got the best people in the entire world to hang out with. The hours that I spend wrecking my car and my back on those city streets, I've got the most wonderful people in the entire world to hang out with. They are so supportive, not only of me and the channel, but each other, mainly because, I talk about this channel as if it's mine, but it's kind of became ours. You know what I mean? It's not really my channel anymore. It has become our channel. This chat is awesome, and the show is not really about me. It's about them. So thank you, AZ Jeep Girl, for being part of that community. I appreciate you, and I know they do too.
Well, thank you. I can't tell you how much it means to, I never thought that YouTube would be like my second family type thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny how that's happened over the last year and a half or so.
Right. Well, when I first started this and I seen all these names in the chat, because in the beginning, that's all they were. They were just names, to the chat or in the chat. Right. So because of that, you really can't trust, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, over this last year, there are a few names out there in that chat that they have become like family to me. I miss them when I don't get to go live and I don't get to see them out there, and they become really a lot closer than I ever thought a name flashing across the screen could ever be. And the support that they're able to throw when you need something is absolutely amazing. And Epiphany said she just sent a small donation. She sent it to me, so you'll have to send me any, like if you have a Cashapp or a PayPal or anything like that, so I can transfer this amount to you.
Okay, no, that's awesome. We have PayPal.
Okay, great. Epiphany's just sent it to my PayPal, so I have it here for you, and I want to be able to transfer that to you so that you can have that.
Well, you're awesome. Thank you, Epiphany.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And again, when she gets that financial information, I will make sure to update the description under this video. So in the next day or two, check back and we should have an update in there and have the links that you need to get the money where you want it to go.
Oh, 65CJ just posted. I think it's my Facebook page.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Is that link on your Facebook page?
I'm gonna make sure. Yep, that's the right page. That's our page.
Is the GoFundMe link on there?
No, I think Roseanne was just wanting the name and the link to the rescue. Let me just go. Thank you, 65CJ5.
Well, there is the Facebook page anyway, guys, so you'll be able to see that the rescue that she is directly involved in, the one that Chille tried to take down because he's a moron, but because he's a moron, it obviously didn't work. And I think it come out stronger on the end, didn't it?
It did. It did. Absolutely. Uncle Artie, you're going to have to come and get the Jeep, dude. I'm not driving that far. Hey, gas, we're back to $5 a gallon for gas here. I don't go far.
Can't afford to, can you?
Oh, at 12 miles to the gallon and $5 a gallon?
Yeah, it doesn't work out too well, does it? So the math's all wrong on that, isn't it?
The math is so wrong on that.
That's why I'm glad I have that little. That's why I'm glad I have that little Hyundai I have. I can almost spit in the gas tank and drive to California on it. You know, I love that little car.
Yeah. Well, and if I hook up my trailer and go camping for the weekend, and I'm going up in the mountain, I'm down to like 9.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
well, just be glad you have a Jeep you can hook a trailer to. If I hooked a trailer to my Hyundai, it'd probably jerk it in half as soon as I hit the gas. It's not made to hold much.
True. That is very true. Yeah. So
Colin is asking how much that is. Colin is asking how much that is per liter. I believe that works out about like a quart, if I'm not mistaken. There are 4 quarts in an American gallon, Colin, so I think it would be approximately 4 times your liter price. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me out there, but I think that's about the quickest way to make a...
I think you're right.
Do you know anything about the metric system, AZ?
I don't.
A liter, I think a liter is right around a quart. They're not exactly the same, obviously, but I mean, to get the idea, I think a liter is about a fourth of a gallon, give or take.
Let's see. Yeah, I just looked it. I had to look it up. I knew it was close to 4. It's 3.78. So. Okay,
so almost 3.25 liters will make a gallon then.
Yeah.
Or 3 3/4. I'm sorry, 3 3/4 liters to make a gallon. So yeah, basically 4. That's about 4 times the price.
About 4 times. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere in that range. I just didn't know.
Apparently, they do it by the liter over there instead of by the gallon, I suppose.
Yeah.
See, the interesting things that a hillbilly like me runs into online is all of the people from the other countries who use a completely different measuring and weight system than we do, and it's just America that does it. Like, we're the only ones that have the standard system,
Right.
So it's really hard to switch when you're a dumbass American that don't know no better,
Well, I still am confused as to why every other country uses the metric system. And did they just think Americans were too dumb to figure out the metric system? And so if temperatures and measurements and
I think it's because I think it's because as a country, as a nation, we developed our own, and Americans we're kind of what's the word I'm looking for? We're kind of spoilt, bratty little bitches like that. But once we're used to something, we don't want to change to meet the rest of the world. And if you notice on our products, 99% of the time, it'll give the pounds and the ounces, but it will generally give the metric equivalent right on the same label if you look.
They do now.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, when I went through high school, we didn't learn anything about the metric system in high school.
Really?
No. Unless I slept through that day, which is possible. But, I mean, in college, I know we touched on it, but it wasn't really relevant because the world was a different place back then.
Right.
You weren't traveling the world. You weren't watching videos from channels that are generated in European countries.
Right.
And so it just, it was touched on. Conversions and stuff like that was touched on, but it wasn't a big focus, even in college for me. I'm probably dating myself and how old I am at this point, but that's fine.
I actually learned the metric system a little in school. That's how I still remember a little,
Okay.
But of course, being an old man, and living here in America, it's not something that I have to use much. Very, very rarely. Every once in a while, you run into the problem where you're wondering how many 2 liters of pop does it take to make a gallon? If you're not sure how much a liter is,
Right.
it's interesting. But outside of that, most things still go on the standard system here, which makes it easier for us. But the conversion comes, of course, when you have to convert it for someone else. And so, guys, when you hear me give measurements or weights, know that it'll always be an American standard because I'm too dumb to know any better. So if you need to know better, I guess you'll have to Google it yourself and get the equivalent out there so you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I had somebody, it was last summer, and I was in a live stream, and I was complaining about the heat here in Arizona, and I think that day it was like 119 or 121, something like that. And somebody was saying, well, what is that in Celsius? And I looked it up, and I was like, that's 47. And they were like,
asking,
hell no, I'm not coming to your house.
Nicode's asking, she said, you didn't use it with your wrenches, Terry. Yes, as far as millimeters in tools, I use all the time. And I use more than others because I do drive a foreign car. I drive a Hyundai. It's made by Korea. It's a Korean-made car. So, yes, there's not a single standard bolt on that thing. They're all metric. So I have an entire metric set of tools. So, yes, in the tools, I absolutely use the metric system. But when it comes to measuring tape, it's still in inches and feet, instead of meters and millimeters.
Yeah.
So, it's just a little bit different here in America where we kind of have a combination of things, but most things are still in that standard system. So Chille comes into your life. He does everything he can at one point to destroy your credibility, to destroy any respect that you had in the community. He did everything he could. I guess the icing on the cake and the silver lining in this storm cloud is the fact that the storm didn't last very long and he had no power. It was like an old geriatric dog with no teeth trying to bite, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here's one of the funniest things that happened was after all of this exposure and so, I mean, basically, he was coming after me and Blue Bacon at the same time. The difference is I built my house new 19 years ago. Blue Bacon had recently purchased his home. So if you go in and type in an address on Zillow, it'll give you interior photos.
Right.
So he posted pictures of my house from the outside that are literally like 10-year-old photos from Google Earth, because the house has been repainted since then. And I mean, new landscaping, whatever. But he had interior photos of Blue Bacon's house. That was creepy to me because I looked at his community tab and he posted my home address and I think Blue Bacon's the same day. And that was on a Sunday. And so many people mass reported those that literally it was the very next day that his channel was gone for 2 weeks.
Imagine that, huh?
They were like, yeah, no, this is not okay. And I know I know other people that are going through that right now, and they've been mass reporting this other page that's been doxing people, and the not only is the page not down, the posts are still up. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube in that regard. But anyway, what my original point was, thank you, Roseanne. That was very nice of you to go back and find that.
Yes, it was. And while we're on that subject really quick, Roseanne, if you have my email address, could you email me that link if that's possible? And that way, later when I get back home after auditing tonight, because I'm going back out at 9:30 tonight, I'll copy that out of the email and post it in the description, so it'll be there for anybody that wants to donate in the future. Thank you, Roseanne.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sorry, AZ.
No,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
Nope, and I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're out on the road in just a little bit. But it was it was really bizarre to me. I've been in numerous live chats and would always say good evening or hello everyone or something, and like two people would come back and say, hey, AC Jeep Girl. And all of a sudden I went into a live chat and I don't know, I think it was either Irish Demon or Team Skeptic, and just said, hi everybody, like I always did. And all of a sudden, my screen turned complete orange with my name highlighted in it. I was like, what the hell happened? How do all these people know who I am? And why are they all saying hi to me? I mean, that was a really strange feeling. Like, I didn't realize that many people all of a sudden knew who I was and cared. And that was pretty cool. Like, oh my gosh.
It is amazing how supportive this community can be when they know there's something going on.
Yeah. And everybody was like, how are you doing? Are you safe? Are you okay? How's your rescue? How are the animals? It wasn't just hi. They were all asking questions and checking on me and wanting to know how I was doing. And I was like, this is freaking amazing. And so, yeah, that was pretty cool. And that was when I kind of went, this is my community. Like, this is like, these people are awesome.
Well, like I said earlier about Chille and the Chillidiots, as we've chosen to call them a lot on this channel, I said earlier, birds of a feather. They tend to flock together. Well, the same thing's true on this side of that community. The people that are more like us, you can tell we're getting bigger, we're getting stronger, our voice is getting louder, and soon we will be that united we stand. It's coming. Look at us banding together now.
Yeah, it's been a pretty cool ride, and lots of good things have come out of Chille coming after me. So, and I said it. I was never like scared. I was very cautious after this all happened. And when I would walk out my front door, I would look to see if there were vehicles, or I would, when I was driving, I would look to see if anybody was following me, that sort of stuff. But like I said in the last stream, I am always armed and I'm very well trained. So more good has come out of this than bad.
Well, good. See, that's
because of this community. So
that is the way I like to see it. When somebody comes in trying to destroy a life, the Lord tends to open up doors when another one's been shut. And I love how, in this case, he goes behind Chille and turns it for his betterment anyway, and everybody comes out better after this idiot goes away. Amazing how that works out, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was friggin' awesome. Because I think we had the GoFundMe up for about 10 days before we had to take it down, and I think we were at about $200. And it got shared on YouTube, and within a week we had $3,000.
Well, good.
That was just mind blowing to me, and something I never expected. So, he turned a really bad thing into a really good thing for animals and for my rescue.
Well, he didn't. We did. But because of him, we had a reason.
Yes, but because of him, there was a reason. Yes, exactly. Right. I worded that wrong. Yeah, you're right.
I don't want him to get the credit exactly, because it's not owed to him. It's owed to the community out there. Because of the aftermath, they came together and turned this, what could have been very detrimental to yours and a few others' lives out there. Everybody out there has come together and made it for the better. And I want to say thank you to all of you out there. You are the loveliest bunch of people in the entire world. I love you all. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for being part of this group, and thank you for helping when you can. It is appreciated, and I know AZ Jeep Girl appreciates it.
I do, very much, and thank you very much, Uncle Artie, for the kind words.
Uncle Artie had kind words? Ooh, he must like you.
He did.
I'm just kidding, Uncle Artie.
He said a couple of minutes ago he was going camping with me, so that's cool.
Well, I don't know how kind that is, but good luck with that.
Right?
Uncle Artie definitely
made a really nice comment in the side chat, so I wanted to tell him thank you.
Well, he would definitely be an interesting fucker to hang out with. I can guarantee you that. I think he and I ended up getting in trouble.
I have no doubt.
Well, guys, I didn't want to keep you all night. I just wanted to get it updated for sure and find out, let you all know that this all turned out to be a positive and that AZ Jeep Girl is doing better for it, of course. Is there anything left that you would like to say tonight, AZ Jeep Girl? The floor is yours.
No, just thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you everybody for caring. Thank you anyone, who donated. I just can't tell you guys how blessed I feel to have the support and backing of this amazing community. It's fantastic. So, thank you everyone. And I will see y'all around in lots of other chats, because there's so many names that I recognize in the side chat that I see in other chats. I think it's a pretty close-knit group of us that all follow the same kind of genre, same type of people. So it's cool, and I'll see y'all around.
Well, thank you very much for coming in to update us. I appreciate it so much, and I'm glad that we were able to help a little. And I'm glad the other channels coming together, all of us mixed in together, ended up helping a lot. So
I appreciate it, and thank you so much for having me on tonight for an update.
Well,
and I'm happy to report that everything is good.
Awesome. And thank you for being here, and you're welcome here anytime, of course. Most of the time I'm out driving around, but we love seeing you out there in the chat. And tonight I'll be doing that here in looks like a little bit less than 30 minutes now. I'll be going live on a second one, and we'll go out and drive Ironton for a little bit. I'll be picking up APO, and I think even Della's going to ride with us tonight. So we'll have all three of us out there and have a little fun. So guys, until then,
I'm gonna get some food, and then I'm gonna try and join you on your live.
Awesome. We'd love to see you there. So everybody out there in the chat, thank you for joining us here. I will see you here in just a few minutes at 9:30 for our normal auditing night. And you guys know how I feel. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the ride with us. And for the moment, Ironton Auditor and AZ Jeep Girl out. Y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you here in a little bit on the next run.
Night all.